There's a reason.
Yep.
What do we got music news-wise,
Music news. First music news story, I'm going to give you a little bit of a test here. All right, Rolling Stone this week announced their top 10 live acts of all time. You care to guess a few of them?
The top 10 live acts of all time?
Living
or dead, or are they?
Living and dead.
I would guess in the top 10, we're going to have Prince, we're going to have Bruce Springsteen, we're going to have Michael Jackson.
You continue.
I would probably... What is their basis, on performance, or is it on cash bringing in?
No, just on performance. This is,
it
puts on the best performances.
Living or dead?
Yep, of all time.
Okay, of all time. I would guess Prince, I would guess Michael Jackson, I would guess Bruce Springsteen, I would guess James Brown, I would guess the Rolling Stones. I would even throw Dave Matthews in there, to be honest with you.
I was actually surprised that Dave Matthews wasn't in there, but I didn't know if I had a biased opinion.
Was I close on any of them?
You got two.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a weird list, but I mean, I'll read it down to you. Number 1 was Bruce Springsteen from the East Street Band.
Can't argue with that.
Number 2, the Rolling Stones.
Can't argue with that either.
Number 3, I know. Number 3, the Who.
Really?
Yeah. Number 4, Pink Floyd.
Really?
Number 5, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. I can't argue with that one either.
Kim Marie's pretty excited about that one. 6, U2. 7, Queen. 8, Pearl Jam.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. We've seen Pearl Jam.
I seen the Who too. I mean, I seen the Who in '81, and
we saw Pearl Jam together last year, and I like Pearl Jam, but I don't know if it was the sound in that arena that night or whatever.
I've seen Pearl Jam. Actually, I seen Pearl Jam open for the Stones in Pittsburgh a while ago, and they were phenomenal. So
9 was the Grateful Dead.
All right, I'm done with this list.
Hang on, wait. The 10th is the best.
What is the 10th?
Kiss.
Oh, I can't argue with that one though.
I know they do. A lot of pyro.
Their live show is cool.
It's a big show.
Yeah, I can't argue with that one. The Grateful Dead kind of floors me.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this was open to fan voting and stuff too.
Okay.
So I mean, there is a lot of Deadheads, and a lot of these bands have huge followings. So I mean, that's probably
for Prince not to make the list. Prince's live performances
I was surprised as I was going through it. I was surprised Prince wasn't in there. Yeah. I was sure Michael Jackson was going to be in there somewhere. But I mean, got left out.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. But you can't argue with Springsteen and the Stones, my brother.
No, you cannot. I have no problem with the top 3. Well, the Who, I can see the Who being in there. I don't know about 3.
I seen the Who live, and I seen them 20 years, more than 20 years ago, and to tell you the truth, I wasn't that impressed with them. I mean, they were okay. When I think about great shows,
when I think about the Who, though, I'm thinking about like the early.
Yeah, that's probably what they're talking about.
Blowing up.
Yeah, that's probably what they're talking about. That's probably what they're referring to.
So we were talking about this earlier. Sammy Hagar's got a new book out, and it is.
Ross and I were talking about it. Ross actually has the advanced copy. They're sending us the advanced copy.
Yeah, we're getting the advanced copy.
So one of us has to read it, or we'll just ask Ross.
Yeah. So he's got a new book out, and it is just scathing. And he is just ripping apart Van Halen, specifically Eddie. He said, here's some quotes. He calls him a fruitcake. He talks about his tongue cancer. Makes fun of him for the tongue cancer.
Makes fun of him?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
It's not cool. And then the other thing that he says is he's talking about the new record they're making, of course, with David Lee Roth. He says, if they do make a record, it better be blanking good. We've waited a long time for this, so it better be blanking good. Do not make it mediocre, folks, because if you do, I am going to be all over you, and everybody else is too, because it's been a long time, and you've had a long time to put this together, so it better be something great. He also said that he doesn't think Eddie has enough left in him to come up with any more good riffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, trouble over there, and he can't drive 55.
You're not a Sammy Hagar fan at all.
I am not at all.
He seems like a great guy to hang out with. I don't know that I was never really a big fan of Van Halen with him.
But you know what?
He still drive 55 now that he's 65.
Is he 60? Is he that old? I bet you he's close. He's got to be 62 or 63. He was in the band Montrose.
Is he still wearing pink tie-dye shirts with flamboyant yellow pants?
I think that he probably left that with the 80s. He seems like a riot to hang out with. I mean, he really does. But I'm not a big fan of all this arguing this way. And really, it seems like he's trying to sell a book off of that. Ross Catt and I were talking yesterday at the Perry Show, and he brought up a couple things where Sammy just kind of out and out calls, Eddie and Alex, chain-smoking alcoholics.
Really?
Yeah, Alex included. So, which I don't know what the truth is. I know that Eddie had a lot of problems, well documented. I've Kim and I have seen Eddie for the last 3 years every January, and I can attest to the fact that he looks fantastic. He's very coherent. We sell his line of guitars.
Yeah.
The line of guitars is phenomenal.
And you've been saying every year that you've seen Eddie,
he looks better and better.
He keeps looking better and better.
He looks better and better.
And we've had Michael Anthony, of course, on the show, and
well, he's disgruntled too, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the topics that you avoid with Michael Anthony is that topic. Mm-hmm. Do we got anything else real fast?
Real fast. Kid Rock is got some controversy surrounding. He's supposed to be honored by the NAACP in May, but there's some NAACP members that are very upset that they are going to be honoring him because he uses the Confederate flag on stage during his concerts. Yeah, so they're not big fans of that. They said that, of course, you can't be honored by the NAACP if you're talking about, the Confederacy and stuff like that and what it stands for. In 2008, Kid Rock did say, though, to me it just represents pride in Southern rock and roll music, plus it just looks cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks cool, but it sort of has, the swastika could look cool if it didn't have, a meaning behind it.
The connotation behind it. I'm not a big fan of the rebel flag myself. I think they should be illegal.
No, the only time it should be used is when those Duke boys are riding.
I just think that any way you look at it, it was an enemy combatant of the United States.
Yeah.
But that's just my own opinion. And there's a lot of bands that do use it. I think Georgia didn't Georgia have it as a state flag? I think Georgia's state flag might be that flag.
Is there anyone on the live chat that knows this?
Well, folks, we're at the end of another great show. I want to thank Bob Forrest for coming on and John for filling us in on the Shrine Circus. I want to thank everybody that chatted with us online at xshow.co. We will have videos of this show up at xshow.co, and you can go to our YouTube channel, Rich's Music Exchange, and see all this stuff. And if you want, you can see all the cool Sniper 15 comments.
Yeah, check out the Sniper 15 comments.
I want to thank Sniper 15 for the coolest bit I think we ever did. It was the most fun doing that bit.
Yeah, I know our staff had a blast with him.
Yeah, I know you and I had a blast.
He's an office joke around here. We got stuff that we can't say on the air. See, the problem with Sniper is he's got the internet. He can say whatever he wants. We sort of...
Yeah, the FCC keeps us from...
We'll get in trouble.
All right, and once again, folks, if you heard it on the X.